Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's Nickwood here. And guess what? I'm back. Yeah, sorry I was gone for a couple weeks. I got busy with holiday and getting myself a new computer and a new monitor and stuff. So, yeah, don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. So, yeah, I'm back and I'm ready to do my next two-part series about our good friend Logan Paul. If you guys don't remember, earlier this year, or last year, I should say, Logan Paul did a huge crypto scam called Dink Doink, the coin. It was a massive disaster, horrible animation, basically just literally some of the worst stuff I've ever seen. But this is something new. Basically, he had created this entirely new crypto scam called Crypto which is sort of this NFT like collection slash game. I'm not super well versed in it as of right now. I'll do some more research by the time I do the next video. But basically, he's been in hot water about this. It was a massive scam. People lost millions, thousands to millions of dollars about this. It's a terrible, terrible situation. So there is this YouTuber called Coffeezillas who did a 3-part video series. Really excellent. I will try to link that in the description. But ultimately, it really exposed how terrible. Not only was Logan doing extremely shady stuff, he was also hiring a bunch of like ex-cons and manipulators. And at very best, you could say he was stupid. At worst, he was actively malicious. And knowing Logan Paul, it's probably the latter. But either way, he created this response video to Coffeezilla's huge series. It's only 7 minutes long, and it was so bad, so ratioed everywhere, that basically, well, he had to delete it. And the reason why I'm doing this video first is that I keep not being able to find it. It's been deleted multiple times before I can do recording. So I'm going to be doing the recording of this video first, and then sometime this week I'm going to do a follow-up video about the Crypto Zoo. So I hope you guys are ready. Again, sorry for the delay, but let's check out this response and see why it was so bad.
I watched your 3-part series called Investigating Logan Paul's Biggest Scam.
Again, very good videos. I'll link them in the description.
And like many on this platform, you have successfully used my name for views and money.
Heaven forbid, he exposes your bullshit, man. I mean, what a truly horrible person he is for pointing out that you ripped off millions of dollars.
While your work used to be impartial, your addiction to clicks has clouded your judgment and you've made very real...
Again, I'm going to talk about the irony about him saying that this clouded his judgment when you hear what he says later on. And again, Mr. fucking Logan Paul complaining about using someone else's clout to make themselves bigger when that's literally what you did with KSI to dig you out of that horrible ditch you used to be is the funniest shit in the world.
Errors with very real reaper.
Like, it's alright if I rip off hundreds of people, thousands of people with money and, take that money for myself and then move to Puerto Rico where I don't have to pay any taxes. But this guy made a video series exposing my bullshit. Total hack.
Coffee, you took a shot at my reputation.
Can't really take a shot at your reputation, seeing is that you look like the bodies of Bonnie and Clyde at the end of the movie, where it's just like, it looks like spaghetti. You can't take shot at a broken cadaver, I'm just saying. But then again, he would know all about dead bodies, wouldn't you?
In this video today, I'm going to be defending
That's the only dead body joke I'm going to make. I know it's really played out.
myself with facts.
You could almost say it's rotting.
Something that you have gotten in the habit of twisting as you continue to morph from an investigator to a gossip channel.
Remember, he was an investigator until he came after me, and now he's a gossiper. It's okay to expose everyone else, but the minute you start targeting me, then you're the bad guy.
See, Coffeezilla tried to work with law
That is a horrible picture. Why do you got to do him like that?
enforcement in the past, but his work was described as not anchored to truth and often speculative. He is a lopsided journalist with...
Why are you... The serious video about his, accusations, and he's hitting him with a tiny face. He's hitting him with the fucking... Oh, who's that name? The Tucker Carlson face. Why you gotta do him like that?
an agenda, and he's nothing more than the Keemstar of crypto and finance. But as opposed to just telling you, I'm going to show you some of the core discrepancies.
Well, seeing as that his video was at least 30 to 40 minutes longer than this, at bare minimum, I think it's actually way longer if I look at it, and this is only 7 minutes, I'm going to assume you don't do a very good job.
That I caught in Coffeezilla's investigation. Coffee
If you can only find 6 minutes worth of shit to complain about, it probably wasn't that bad.
interviewed the developer who stole the game code, fled to Switzerland, and held it hostage for $1 million. Well, his name is Zach Kelling. Surely, as the internet detective that you proclaim to be, you would know that he spent time in prison for multiple felonies, one for aggravated robbery, armed robbery at a liquor store, and the other for, surprise, obstructing the legal process.
Then why did you hire him? Wait a minute, hold up. Like, you knew your people, like, you hired a guy that has a well-known criminal record, and you're trying to expose him. Like, you should have known that. Shouldn't you have known that? Shouldn't you have known not to hire a guy that has been multiple felonies?
Prison for multiple felonies, one for aggravated robbery, armed robbery at a liquor store, and the other for, surprise, obstructing the legal process.
I love how the legal process is misspelled, too. Everything about that document looks shady.
I can see...
Actually, can I look at that again? It's like, this looks weird. So Johnson KS, felony level. Like multiple fucking things here. Like, Zachary, John resist Jeff Court. Count. Yeah, like, process is misspelled. So I can't even tell. This might actually just not even be true.
Therefore, surprise, obstructing the legal process.
Process. In Soviet Russia, we use process.
I can see why you kept him anonymous.
I love how he says, you see why you kept him anonymous. Again, you're trying to throw him under the bus because you hired a criminal.
We'll be calling Z here.
I guess among many things, it doesn't surprise me that he lied about having 30 engineers and a $50,000 a week burn rate.
On my end, I have 30 engineers. I'm burning $50,000 a week.
Which, side note, is how this delusionist landed on the $1 million code ransom, but it turns out he only had 3 engineers. Wouldn't someone with journalistic integrity know their credible source had not only an agenda, but a fondness for orange jumpsuits?
Shouldn't that be your Again, why are you exposing him for this? When you're the guy that hired him to do this shit? He got what?
Or did you just hear what you wanted to hear and moved on? Because even if you're lying to yourself, Steve...
You are literally exposing yourself in an effort to try to expose him, Logan. That's not how this works. Logan, you don't burn down your own house to kill the spider.
You still have to believe it. And I know what you're thinking. What type of idiot would work with an unsavory individual like Zach Kelling? I guess that's what I get for trusting the team that I relied on to vet and manage Eddie's hiring process, who has turned out to be a professional con man that I have since learned fooled billionaires, the Mormon Church, the owner of the New York Yankees, and now me.
So you're retarded. So I'm sorry. You're mentally challenged. That's what you're trying to say. You're to own him. You are fully admitting that you're an idiot that hired a professional con man that has conned people for years and years. And you apparently, nobody in your entire staff, nor you, could do like a Google search to double check to see if this guy was legit.
And surely you knew Emilio, the gentleman who's...
Like, incredibly stupid. Like, that is remarkably stupid. And again, that's not owning him for not knowing that. Like, if you were able to so easily figure that shit out, then why did you hire them in the first place?
Supposedly let his child invest in a cryptocurrency, was allegedly responsible for 2 rug pulls before you interviewed him. So either you missed that or you knew it and failed to let the public know. Why? Because it was a clear sign that he was also untrustworthy. You seemed...
So again, if he was also untrustworthy, then why did your dumb ass hire him?
pretty excited when the guy told you that he couldn't hatch the eggs.
Wait, you can't even hatch?
No, I'm telling you, it's just a picture.
You're kidding! You can't hatch?
You're kidding. You can't hatch?
You can't hatch?
Yeah, 1 second of research would prove that to be false, as you can definitely hatch eggs and even breed your animals.
Click on that. Oh, we got a duck.
And as you pointed out in your fine print, cross-hatching was available on ETH at one point, but you perpetuated the opposite as truth with your chest out.
Basically, nothing worked.
And by the way, Guy, almost all NFTs are just pictures.
I'm telling you, it's just a picture.
And surely a...
I know, that's why it's such a fucking scam. Again, so wait a minute though. So like, as far as I know, the real reason he said this is because you can hatch these eggs, but it's so buggy that you really shouldn't. So basically, he's not wrong. Logan is just trying to bend the truth and bend it just a little bit so he doesn't have to be held responsible for any of these actions. I think it's incredibly deceptive. Again, for one, it's straight up trying to present yourself as the higher authority by exposing yourself by admitting that it was super easy to figure out these dudes were con men, which makes you look way worse because you hired con men, which I'm going to be completely honest, I don't believe that he did it on accident. I think he knew full well what was happening. He just assumed it wouldn't happen to him.
A real internet detective would not break criminal and civil laws in trying to get information, right? So why have you allowed the illegal recording of Jeff's phone call without his permission? And then more like an internet criminal, post it online.
And it was interesting. It was like
This is wild.
Now, although you didn't verify any backgrounds, substantiate any evidence, took multiple criminals' words as truth, and
Again, so did you. So did you dumbass.
broke laws, you still published the definition.
Again, it's like, if like of all of these videos, like, again, 24 minutes, 16 minutes, and 31 minutes, like, that's over an hour, in like almost an hour and a half of content. And, like, your only response is, oh, you took these criminals that I hired too seriously. You took something out of context with hatching. And you were not very fair to me. Like, I'm sorry, dude, that's not the entirety of those 3 videos.
Information. However, unlike you, the blockchain doesn't lie. So
The blockchain doesn't lie. I'm going to put that in the description. That's the funniest comment he's made so far.
let's highlight some things that you did point out. Crypto King Jake stole $6 million. True or not, we had already removed him from the team when we realized.
How many people did you hire that were fucking con men? Was the entire team con? Like, there's a certain point where it stops become we didn't vent properly, and it kind of becomes we just didn't care.
He was a bad actor and his motives were purely financial.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm sure you can relate, buddy.
Man Eddie, lead developer, stole 1.7 million. True or not, when we learned he was a bad actor as well, he was immediately removed from the team.
You should have known he was a bad actor from the 4 other times he scammed people, but I guess, you have to, some people have to learn the hard way before they, understand.
While myself and Jeff sold nothing and made nothing as verified through investigation and the blockchain.
Jeff,
Through the blockchain does not lie.
Logan's manager, to my knowledge, never sold. Neither did Logan Paul.
I repeat, Jeff and I made no money.
So what you're saying is that you're stupid. You're just a total moron that hired a bunch of shady people to screw other people over, and surprise, surprise, they screwed you over, and you lost millions of people's dollars. Like, even if you didn't make any money, a shitload of people still lost a lot of money, including yourself. This is not the own you think it is.
And we'll never make any money on Crypto Zoo. In fact, we only lost money trying to pick up the pieces.
Nice fucking job. Really good to know that you have the brain capacity of a literal chimp. The brain capacity of the animals that don't exist in your crypto zoo.
As has been the case with dozens of crypto and NFT projects, the space is unfortunately ripe for bad actors to infiltrate projects that start with even the best intentions.
So it should honestly be in your best interest to vet people that do this crap and make sure that if they come onto your team, they're not unreliable scammers. It's on your obligation to make sure that you're not ripping other people off if your intention is legit.
Jake the Snake is no longer affiliated with Crypto Zoo, and we hope.
Well, that's good. I mean, I'm sure the $6 million he stole, I'm really glad he's no longer affiliated. He shouldn't have been affiliated in the first place, but hey, bygones be bygones, I guess.
Hope the money he reappropriated was worth ruining his reputation.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he's crying himself to sleep with the $6 million he stole.
Con man Eddie is being investigated by a higher authority that I cannot speak on.
What is gods? Logan Paul summoned the power of God in anime to strike this fucker down. He's gonna be hitting him with a blockchain jutsu.
As you can imagine, I was not cleared from legal to discuss much of this, including the legal process being undertaken and the criminal investigations going on during the fallout, but I do appreciate you calling out.
I really appreciate that, you're trying to do this serious reaction video, but you keep using the stupidest pictures of Coffeezilla to make him look lame. It's like, imagine having to review this thing in court and having the guy be like, hey, why does every picture of this dude look like it got rammed through Photoshop?
Out that rats under my nose stole the game code, millions of dollars, and left Jeff and I abandoned with no team.
So you're stupid. Is that what I'm hearing? Is that you're stupid? This, how, again, you are literally shooting yourself in the foot in order to make this dude look bad without making him look bad and only making yourself look dumb.
And knives in our back. But even after.
And again, I don't even believe this because, again, you've tried this scammy bullshit before. So I don't believe you at your word that you just didn't know about these people. I'm sorry. You're full of shit. You're such a fucking liar.
After 12 months of work, you've still managed to overlook one crucial piece of information. See, even though I've said it's coming so many times, you've assumed that Crypto Zoo isn't being made. Who are you to decide when the development timeline ends?
The development timeline of Crypto Zoo. The development timeline. Oh my god. Buddy, you ain't making Red Dead Redemption. You're making a shitty crypto game. I really doubt you're putting that much effort into making it nice.
I got
It's an NFT game, buddy. It's gonna suck ass no matter what.
everything stolen from me and our community, stopped promoting publicly as soon as I knew the extent of the internal issues, took all of the heat on social, and you still published a defamatory hit piece fully knowing I was innocent just so you could.
Except you're not innocent. Even if I take you at your word, you're not innocent. I bet you're very extremely naive for hiring con men and deceiving people to destroying your entire career and losing them millions of dollars. Even if, just because you're an idiot doesn't mean you're innocent.
You could enrich yourself in your $10 million studio. Sharp, but deeply unethical, dangerously misleading, and illegal. I suggest.
Again, you would know all about doing shit on I can't speak English anymore. My brain's rotting just from watching this.
Just you use the money you got from pumping your Patreon to hire a good lawyer. You're gonna need it. And
Oh, this is the funniest part of the video. He's going to threaten to sue him for basically being right about everything. And by the way, that one legal point he made, I've heard people, I have to look into that more, so I'll do a follow-up part about that. But I'm pretty sure that that's not an actual legal case you can make against him. So if you went to court, I'm pretty sure they'd destroy your ass.
maybe we could have talked about this if you had reached out to me, personally. Not my manager, Jeff, who is not me, Steven. But the first time you did.
I mean, like, why wouldn't he contact your manager, buddy? Like, wouldn't that be the first person you try to contact is the manager to get into contact with you? Like, I don't know. Like, some people pointed that out. It's not very easy to just, talk to you. Like, he can't just hit you up on Twitter for this huge talk. He probably wants to talk to your manager, who's a lot more legally sound and probably just a bit smarter, I'd hope, to try to negotiate all this instead of just getting you on Twitter. Like, he did try to reach out to you, buddy. Like your manager is not like a random employee. It's your fucking manager. Of course he would try to contact him. What are you talking about, buddy? Like, who the fuck? So he could have just walked up to your house, knocked on the door, and just be like, hey, man, are you a scam artist?
Was on Christmas Eve after you released your series so you could rely on false statements and unreliable people used recklessly.
Is your manager an unreliable person? Is he also a con artist, man? If he can't rely on your manager, then who the fuck can he rely on? Jesus, Logan.
The subject line was third request for comment. Yeah, not quite. This will be my third time reaching out to you and your team. The first 2 times were through your manager, Jeff. Okay, so the last time on Christmas Eve, after the fact, was to me. You have a funny way of twisting things.
How is that a funny way of twisting things? It's your manager. Wouldn't your manager, again, be the best place to talk to you?
And I also noticed you left out that part on Twitter. Why hide that? Trust me, CryptoZoo is coming. I will make damn sure of it.
I really hope it doesn't, man. Even if you did deliver what you promised, it's probably totally shit. Also, I think someone actually did a free version of CryptoZoo, like basically doing this. And, really, how much processing power, how much man hours does it take to create a game where you hatch eggs for fucking pictures? Like, what? Like, why does it take, like, a better part of a year and millions of dollars to make this?
And, honestly, it sucks that after years of personal reform, going through trials and tribulations,
after years of trying to make up for my numerous mistakes, people are still willing to call me out on my bullshit. Like, I made a couple videos about suicide prevention, I made a speech about feminism on my podcast once. I talk to black people. I'm a good guy.
and busting my ass to evolve into a person that I can say I'm actually proud of.
If this is the person you're proud of, I'd really hate to see the person you're disappointed in.
You led the charge to drive and monetize a narrative telling millions of people that I'm a fraud or I tried to scam my audience.
I mean, you are a fraud, and you have tried to scam your audience on multiple occasions, so not very leap in logic.
That is patently false. This video is mainly for my fans and anyone who's on the fence that I hope I can help understand.
This is for people that'll blindly defend me and hopefully don't know enough about either side, so they'll be manipulated by me. This is not for people that have already decided or been proven that I'm a total asshole. This is only for people that will suck my dick unconditionally.
Situation that is tremendously complex, but has been oversimplified for both views and clicks. And lastly, Coffeezilla. I now know your motives with this. Clout and money, good for you, but also...
Yeah, and the same motive for you doing the crypto shit is clout and money. Again, it is massively hypocritical to complain about someone trying to make money off other people when, again, your entire career was rebuilt by a guy literally using his clout to make you famous again.
So you're slimy as. So I'm not going to come on any of your podcasts. If you want to come on Impulsive and talk about this, that's fine.
If you want to come on my podcast where I can easily manipulate the narrative, you could totally do that, but don't do it on your podcast where I won't have center stage field.
You've denied my invitation multiple times. You're still invited. It can be a one-on-one. If not, we're going to handle this ourselves while we continue to build CryptoZoo, and I'll see you in court.
Good luck with that, pal. So I just want to see some of the response to this. It's like, again, he keeps making himself look more and more guilty. I tried to scam you, but I got scammed myself. Again, I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, this is completely true. The project walked away with $40 million. It's way too much money. It's way too much time. And I'm just going to be completely honest. It's obvious that you're just a scam artist. And there's not many ways to turn that around to not make you look like that. So I'm going to do a follow-up video about this, but I just wanted to make my little video about this right now. So, I could just make a video. So yeah, I will be doing a follow-up on CryptoZoo hopefully this week. Thank you guys for talking, and we'll see you later.